This man finds himself being hunted by an elite assassin, and it's himself, but more handsome and younger. We start things off in the beautiful, picturesque nature of Liège, Belgium. The sun is shining and the weather is sweet. What a great day to clap somebody. Expert assassin Henry Brogan is hiding in a field as he awaits his target. Suspected terrorist Valery Dormov. The Russian passes by on a speed train at 238 kilometers per hour. Just as Henry gets ready, his spotter Marino informs him that a little girl is standing in front of Dormov. Well, guess there will be 2 victims today. Oh no, the operation gets postponed. The girl walks away and Henry shoots. Later, we see Marino being impressed. Henry hit him right in the neck. Nice shot. Marino even shows Henry a video of civilians' reactions. Yep, that'll go trending on YouTube. Henry turns the YouTube moderator on and demands to delete it. What a pity. 4 guys tried to do the job before, but Henry overcame them with a single shot on a fast-moving train. His kids will be proud. Later at his beautiful house far from civilization, Henry is visited by his handler, Dell Patterson. Henry feels terrible for shooting a man in his neck. He aimed for the head. He considers it a sign of retirement. If I would ever consider retiring when I miss my toilet, I would have never worked. Actually, I never did. Henry expresses his guilt over the lives he has taken. After 72 kills, they say it's never too late. Henry goes to rent a fishing boat and meets a new shop manager, Danny Sarkoreski. Through the small talk, we find out Henry's highly allergic to bees. Noted. I thought you learned that you're deadly allergic to bees only once. Enjoying retirement, Henry? Good old fishing with a beer? Nah, it's a secret meeting with a friend, Jack Willis. He tells Henry that Dormov was not a terrorist but an innocent man working as a molecular biologist in the States for 30 years. Jack believes Henry's file on Dormov was spiked. When Henry asks where he got this info, Jack tells him it's his informant in Budapest, Yuri Kovacs. Henry notices the meeting is followed by the UFO and quickly retreats. The spooky people listening to the encounter are DIA director Janet Lasseter and Gemini director Clay Varys, who's some big shots since the guy orders Lasseter to take care of Henry. Henry drives back and finds a bug on his boat. Sussy. He goes straight to Danny and accuses her of working for the DIA. Nice move. How did he manage to live so long with such paranoia? Lucky this madman is retired. Danny denies it and Henry feels like a jerk, so he invites her for dinner. Because women fall for that. Well, Danny does and goes for a date. That was surprising. I should try it next time I leave the house. Are we still not allowed outside? Who'd want to leave their house anyway with all this inflation? Henry gets on a date and gives the lady flowers and her DIA file. Busted. Danny confirms she is DIA, but she's only following in her FBI father's footsteps. Same here. That's why I'm jobless. Later that night, we see Jack on his boat enjoying a wifeless afternoon. Suddenly, he hears a strange noise outside, so he takes his gun and goes to take a look. And he's dead. The same goes for his girlfriend. Never cheat, boys. The same night, Henry wakes from an alert and sees some men breaking in. He hides in the basement and calls Marino, warning him to run away to Mexico, start a new life, change his name to Raul, find a beautiful Mexican chick, make 3 kids, and call one of them Henry. Oh darn, Marino gets killed, too. Well, it's time to save your skin, Henry. He skillfully gets rid of intruders and goes to Danny's house. He figures she must be the next target since she's as confused as a virgin with 3 girls in a room. So Henry finds an excellent excuse to run away with the hot chick. Smooth retirement. Danny runs into her shop for the keys from a boat. Meet the mercenary. Do you know who my dad was? Says Danny. And Kung Fu's the guy. She also finds out Lasseter sent the killers by taking some of the guy's teeth. Now hide them under the pillow. Henry and Danny ride a boat, and we find out Henry's also scared of drowning because his father used to toughen him up by throwing him in the swimming pool. Classic fathers. Oh, that's why I'm scared of getting my butt clapped. Never mind. Meanwhile, Clay schools Lasseter for not getting rid of Henry and tells her he'll send Gemini to do the job. Henry and Danny land on a lonely island, ordering some martinis with tacos. While they're waiting, Henry's pilot friend Baron comes. They enjoy 3-year-old crackers and head out. Darn, some good tacos were wasted. Henry calls Dell to figure out what is going on. Dell tells him about Gemini working with the DIA to wipe out their agents. Dormov was working with Gemini too, and Henry figured out Clay's involvement. Henry asks Danny what she knows about Gemini, and we find out it's a paramilitary organization run by Clay. He invited Henry and Baron to join, but they both declined. Bad idea. Is there really any way out of being a CIA agent? I mean DIA, FBI, DEA, SUS, whatever the acronym is. Here's my advice for all you special agents watching the video. Never tell anyone you're retiring. Just change your name, have some plastic surgeries, and move to Albania. No one will find you in Albania. No one will search there either. Or you'll be wiped out by some silly named The Trio Hides in Cartagena, Colombia. Henry tells Danny how Clay hires people, tie them up, throw them in the water, and get them out when they almost die. Now I only wonder why Henry denied the opportunity to work with a boss like this. It's midday sleepy time when Henry spots a shooter running across the neighboring rooftops. He runs out and shoots the men with a silenced pistol. The cat-mouse game begins. After a few rounds, Henry takes out his rifle. Time to finish the game. He spots the sniper, who, surprisingly, looks precisely like young Will Smith back in his rap career time. Now it gets hard. Would you shoot your identical young twin? Henry tries to call out the kid for a beer, but the latter thinks Henry is too old. Bummer. Eat a grenade then. No you. Henry retreats, loses his gun, and falls. Maybe you're too old for this game. The chase continues on motorbikes. The kid wounds Henry, and the old boy flames the kid's bike. Epic. The kid runs out of ammo, so he pushes Henry out of the bike and tries to kill him with his moto. What's wrong with the good old fists? Finally, the kid takes out the knife, but the cops arrive. So the kid flees. Henry hits the local prison, but before he can meet his new poppy, Baron and Danny take him out. Henry figures out they should go to Budapest to meet Yuri to get more information from him. Too bad. I guess we won't see tacos. At least we'll see some Western European girls. Henry lands a private jet so they can classically meet the girls. Meanwhile, we see a kid named Junior treating his wounds. He is met by Clay, who treats Junior like a son. The kid's got questions like, why this dude knew my every move? Strange how the so-called skilled boy didn't even manage to look at the face of his victim properly. Later, Junior watches how the other Gemini operatives work, and Clay orders him to follow Henry to Budapest. Danny doesn't lose time in Europe. She skips local bars and goes straight to the DNA lab using samples of Junior's cap and Henry's. How did you get the man's DNA? You dirty girl. Guess someone scored on a private jet trip. Turns out Junior is Henry's clone. Henry doesn't understand why a clone of himself would be sent to kill him. For fun, I suppose. If they sent a random guy, it would just be another Jason Bourne movie. Henry wonders why they clone him. Not scientists, doctors, or Nelson Mandela. Like, is Will Smith really worth cloning? The trio meets Yuri in a spa. Nice spot. Yuri tells Henry he is against Clay and reveals that Dormoff worked with Gemini on the cloning project. Junior is the only clone of the project, though. So far, Dormoff helped design clones that could be stronger and smarter. Still, Clay wanted soldiers without morals and pain, so Dormoff walked away from the project and signed himself a death penalty. Henry gets a courier to find Lassiter and informs her that he knows everything about her. Her favorite coffee, margarita, underwear color. Nice. He promises to shoot her first if she sends assassins at him again. Fair enough. Henry wants to send Danny back to continue serving as she used to and waits for Junior to talk with him. Lassiter arranges the meeting and Junior meets Danny alone in a garden. He orders her to strip to ensure she isn't wearing a wire. Yeah, right. Anything to get his wire turned on. After a thorough investigation, he takes her in as a hostage and informs Henry about a meetup place at the catacombs. This dude has some bizarre taste. On the ride there, Danny tries to convince Junior that he is not the cold-blooded killer he was bred to be. After a failed rap career, Man is ready for whatever. When she asks him why he is hunting for Henry, Junior reveals he was told that Henry killed his Gemini colleagues. Danny keeps talking, so Junior silences her. Smart move. When Junior finally gets some time to enjoy the silence, he hears his stretching explode. Guess Henry's in the catacombs. Junior is well prepared. Night vision, gas mask, everything to overcome Henry. But experience wins. Henry blinds the kiddo and takes him on aim. Finally, they take some time to look at each other closely. Henry frees Danny and tells Junior he doesn't want to kill him, but to drink a beer like a son-father type of move. He also tells the kid who Clay really is and who Junior is, expressing how empty they both feel unless they are clapping someone. We all do after a 4-night session. Junior learns he is a clone but doesn't want to believe it. Bro, look at the face in front of you. Deniers. When Henry guesses Junior is still a virgin, things get tense and they fight. The old dog almost gets killed before Danny intervenes and Junior escapes. The beaten Henry, Baron, and Danny go to Georgia to find Clay. Junior returns to Clay and demands the truth. I know I wasn't dumped at Chuck E. Cheese's, Dad. Okay, son, it was a long trip in Vegas. Nah, Clay, tell him the absolute truth about the lab doctors. And so Clay does, assuring Junior that he is better than Henry and his son while Henry is his shadow. These mind games you're playing, Clay. Could just send Jason Bourne to kill Henry and enjoy some family times with Junior, but no. The trio arrives in the US and gets a breathtaking meeting with Junior. And I mean it. Junior shoots Henry with bee venom so the latter can't breathe. After seeing Henry's legitimately allergic, he hits him with an EpiPen. Thanks, son. Then Junior takes out Henry's tracking device that was always in his body, so those chip conspiracy theories were true. Quick, check your biceps, guys. Finally, both Smiths team up to stop Clay. On the way there, older Smith tells more about his tough childhood. Strict mother, no father. Classic Phillies. As they drive into town, Clay calls Junior and tells him to run. While the naughty boy disagrees, the car gets hit by a tank. Should have listened to your dad. Now Baron is dead. Good fella he was. Henry, Danny, and Junior manage to jump out of the van right on time. More Gemini operatives roll over and the Smith family splits up. Darn, these kids grow up so quick. Junior finds Clay and asks him to stop, but it doesn't work well. Meanwhile, a fully armored machine gunner shows who's the boss in town. Henry and Danny duck down. They manage to kill some operatives while Junior shows Clay he's a big boy now and fights him, knocking Daddy out. Danny is wounded and Henry has 1 bullet left. Things turn nasty. Henry kills 2 men with 1 bullet. Classy, but more is coming. Yay, it's Junior. Saved his father's clone. Meanwhile, Clay wakes up and commands the armored gun to hunt our triplet down. We see some fantastic kung fu, then an armored guy gets on fire and walks like a Terminator. No pain, no gain. After a few more shots, he's down. Henry gets his mask off and sees another darn Will Smith. The world's got enough of you, man. You got your Oscar. Go retire for the love of God. The awkward scene breaks when Clay enters the building. He says that this was all to reduce the cost of human life in warfare, and using a skilled clone of Henry was the perfect plan. Almost. I guess an army of cyborgs and drones would actually make it better. Why bother with clones? Junior wants to shoot Clay, but Henry stops him as he doesn't want Junior to feel the same trauma of clapping people. So instead, Henry blasts a hole in Clay's chest. Sometime later, we find out the Gemini program is shut down, and no more clones are running around. Henry and Danny meet Junior on a college campus. Junior got the name Jackson Brogan, using Henry's mother's maiden name. Danny has been promoted, and Henry enjoys his long-awaited retirement. The three walk off together. Moral of the story? Trust no one, not even yourself.